Love Speak is on YouTube. What? Y'all got me working. I said, let me come and say hello to my YouTube family. God bless you and keep you is my prayer. Just wanted to drop a few life lessons, life learned lessons on you. Um, to God be the glory. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. All right. Had to make sure my connection was good. But hello. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. This is Charity. I'm Dr. Charity Murphy. And I just wanted to drop a few nuggets on you on today from Love Speak. Um, and I wanted to talk about more of this. Usually I do my morning glory on YouTube, but today we're going to have Love Speak on here today on live. um, and I wanted to talk about empathy. I want to talk about empathy. And I want to talk about having empathy, um, and being able to understand someone else's feelings, being considerate to understand other people's feelings and other people's point of view, and just basically being truly heard, also being a good listener, and also being considerate in being in someone else's shoes, knowing that just because you have that does not mean that the other person do. And we are lacking empathy in this day and hour. Empathy is just not there. And I just want to talk about it a little bit, and hopefully encourage your heart to show more empathy to your neighbor, to your coworkers at work, to be able to show not judgmental, not judging them. Thank you so much, Miss Bella, but to have empathy and have consideration on their feelings, and knowing how they're feeling. Your feelings are needing to be validated, but you also need to be considerate of someone else's feelings. You also need to have the ability to understand that, sometimes you're not always right, and sometimes they're not always right. But it's about being able to listen and understand the other point of view. We are lacking that. We think our point is the only point can be made. We think that our point is the right point. Our feelings is what it is. I'm right, you're wrong. But it's about being able to understand point of view, understand point of view, and also showing, actually recognizing and understanding a person point of view, not just, and also being considerate, and being, knowing that, you know, that they matter. We got to understand we're not the only people that matter. We got to get from that selfishness sometimes. Hi. Hey, Christina. We have to get from that selfishness, and we have to get from troubling somebody and their well-being and feeling worried and involved in situations. And we have to understand that we have to be considerate of their feelings and having empathy and having a way to listen. And sometimes, you ever heard of those people that say they can't have a conversation with you because if I have a conversation with you, it's going to be argumental. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. Thank you. But you have to know that everything ain't an argument. There are things that you can talk through. There are things that you can get through. There are things that you can overcome by a conversation. And some of us try to avoid serious conversations. Things that we need to talk about, things that we need to get out, we try to avoid it because why? We don't want to hear the truth. We don't want to hear or face the truth of a circumstances or consequences. So I encourage you, that if you do choose to have a serious conversation with a person, make sure you have wisdom. Number one, pray over and ask God to give you wisdom on how to handle a conversation. Also, to give you empathy, to give you be considerate, make you be considerate, let you understand what it is like to be in their shoes, because sometimes when we're not in a person's shoes, we're tending to sometimes judge. Hi, hello, everyone's joining. We tending to judge, we tending to automatically assume, and we have to stop and understand that we're losing so many people because, and so many of children, and so many people don't want to have a conversation with you because they know it's going to already go to 10, and they don't want to go to 10. They want to stay at 5, but if they have a conversation with you, it's going to go to 20, it's going to go to 10. And so we need to be having empathy to understand someone's feelings and recognize someone's feeling. Recognize that it's not always your point of view. Thank you. It's not always your point of view. And not saying that you're wrong, not saying that they're right. No, but it's coming to somewhat agreement to understand that I can kind of, because sometimes you can get your answer by empathy. And I'm so sorry about that. But sometimes you can get your answer by being considerate and understanding their feelings and understand that they matter. So I would encourage you to take a part of just saying, you know what? Let me think about what I'm going to say before I say it. Let me come to them in a way of knowing what my point of view is. Let me also be considerate and understand that they have feelings too. They have a point of view too. They want to be heard as well. And sometimes, with that being said, it sometimes causes, things to be said that people are not, that people can be mean with, but you need to understand point of view. And I would encourage you to pray and ask God, Lord, give me the wisdom and understanding, open up my ears so that I can hear and I can receive their point of view and understand their point of view and be able to get through it. Okay. Also, being able to have a conversation without cussing, without yelling, without calling names, name calling, making somebody feel bad because, but being able to understand their feelings and have empathy on them in a way that they're heard. Now, you don't always have to agree with what they say, but it's best for them to be, for them to hear, or for you to hear. The thing that I want to bring out the most is being able to listen to what a person is saying, being able to be aware and being able to be considerate and being able to understand what a person is saying, what a person is meaning, what a person is doing. So we want to be considerate. We want to not be so, I'm using good words today, not be so judgmental on a person if they come to you and they don't agree with what you agree with. Don't fight that, I don't go around, and I would never do it. I don't go around changing people's beliefs. I don't go around changing people. All I do is talk about what God has done for me, what I know about it. But I'm not going to ever feel compelled to bully somebody who won't take my whatever the Lord has given me. I'm not that type of person that will go back and forth with a person, because that's not my battle. If you don't believe, you don't believe. But I am a living testimony of what God has done for me. And knowing that what God has done for me, he can do for you. I'm more of a person that say, girl, I've been through it. I know how to get out of it. And one thing about me of knowing how to get out of something, I'm one of those type of person that will tell you. Most people, they don't tell you how to get out of the trap. They just, just hang on in there. No, if you want to get out, and you come to me, I'm going to tell you how to get out. I'm going to tell you where they hide the key. I'm going to give you some of those strong things that you need to know to free yourself, to get yourself to the place that you need to be. That's the type of person I am. With that, having empathy is just understanding someone's feeling, understanding that their feelings hurt, understanding that their point of view. There have been some things that you said that was not nice, and didn't have empathy because you considered your feelings than their feelings. In empathy, it's about actually looking over your feelings to actually see the point of feelings, to see their point of view in their feelings, looking at their shoes and being able to understand where they're coming from and how they're coming. But you would never know if you do not carry empathy, if you do not care and understand the spirit, if you do not care of listening and being able to understand what they're saying, being able to talk it through and not yell it through. You know, everything with you is a yell. You don't have to yell. You don't have to cuss. I know the only way they'll listen to me if I cuss. The only way they listen to me if I do this. But no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is be able to be open-minded and be able to not cut someone else off when they're trying to tell you their point of view or they're trying to tell you what they feel, to actually hear them out. Listen. Open up your ears and listen to what they're saying. And then once you listen to what they're saying and hear what they're saying, then when your opportunity comes, you begin to tell your point of view, and the same is reciprocated. They have to do the same exact thing. But it's so hard for us sometimes to have conversation because basically all of us is just we're going at each other like this, and we're not getting anywhere. We don't have no empathy, don't have no understanding. We're not trying to listen. We're not trying to. So it causes a chaos. But I wanted to just encourage you this week, find someone that you can show empathy to, an ability to understand and to share one another's feelings. Like I said, it's not an agreement. It's just about you can now understand why that person feel like they're feeling. You can now understand why that person do what they do. All it takes is a conversation. A conversation that has to do something with, listen, I just want to hear you. And a lot of times we run people away because we don't want to have those conversations. It's a big elephant in the room. We know things are going on, but it's like we don't want to face those conversations. But it's going to be those conversations that get us out of certain things that we're in life. We gotta release it. And some of us are carrying heavy testimonies that we're supposed to be sharing with the world, how God brought us through, how God took us out. But because we're in our trauma and we're in that moment of feeling like no one hear us, no one cares for us, so we ball it all in. We don't, share different things that's given to us to share. Testimonies of how God brought you out, of how you started your business, how you created that, how you came up with that. And it's because sometimes we don't care about nobody but ourselves. But I would say we have to learn how to now be able to be a help. We're here in this world. All of us are here to help somebody, to build somebody. And if you're not doing that, what are you doing? We all need help. And I know it's some people be on here, I don't need no help. It's me. We all need help. We cannot all. Why you think God made so many of us? Why you think that you were supposed to be in this world? You were supposed to be in this world because God had a need for you. He had a need for you. You're important because he called you out of the many eggs, out of the many things that your father carried. You was chosen. You're God's chosen one. Being God's chosen one, it is amazing. And he considered you. So we just have to learn that all of us are needed. We need one another. All of us are needed. And we have to be considerate and we have to have empathy. So that's what I wanted to share tonight. I pray that you found that to be a blessing on tonight. I pray that that today or during this week you'll find something and you'll be able to go through something where you be like, you know what? I heard Dr. Charity talk about this. Show empathy. And I want you to take that and I really want you to apply showing empathy tonight to someone or either somebody this week, being able to listen to their point of view, being able to be considerate, not yelling, not cussing, not fussing, but actually having a conversation where you're communicating together. This one ain't arguing at this one. This one ain't calling out names. Try not to call nobody out their names. That's going to be hard for a lot of y'all. But I want you to try not to call them out their name. I want you to try to not to cuss out their name. And I just want you to have a conversation in a mild tone. Because some of us, we have a good heart and we have tendency to have a good heart. But our tone is kind of like rough. We got a rough tone. So I want you to consider that this week, okay? God bless you and keep you. I just wanted to drop those nuggets on your Love Speak. I'm Dr. Charity Murphy. Thank you so much for joining. And y'all have a blessed night, YouTube.